What do you mean I have to work New Year's Eve? It's a national holiday, for crying out loud. Oh, it's not, huh? Well, that is just really unfortunate. Hello, sunshines! So New Year's Eve is for sure one of my favorite holidays. The stress of the holidays is over, and it just feels so inspiring to think of a new year with new opportunities and pretend like it's a real fresh start and not just an arbitrary date. But for reasons that are just beyond me, many places of work don't shut down to allow their employees the proper 5 hours that it takes to look killer when you're out celebrating the new year. And while I thought about personally trying to just call your boss and plead my case, it's just too time consuming, and figures of authority rarely take me seriously. I'm immature, he says. So I thought the best thing that I could do for you is create a super easy office to glam makeup tutorial that will have you out of work and onto the party in no time. So I'm gonna get started with how you're gonna do your makeup to actually head into the office and what key items you're going to want to throw in your bag to be able to step it up for nighttime. So I'm going to do my complexion as usual, and I'm going for more of a dewy finish since that is much more complimentary to my dry skin this time of year. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and completely fill in my brows because I will rock a bold brow with a bare face. I don't even care. But doing it this way also cuts down on some of the work you'll have to do later when you may be more pressed for time and space, depending on where you work. So one of the most important keys to rocking a day-to-night look is choosing one palette and sticking with it. So that way the colors all work together. So for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna be using my original Naked palette because of its versatility. So I'm gonna do a really simple matte eye, starting with Naked all over the lids. So then I'm going to contour my crease a little bit with Buck. And maybe add just a little bit to my lower lash line. Now I'm going to highlight lightly on my inner corners and under my brow bone with Virgin. Now I'm going to tightline my lashes and add just a little bit of mascara. So then I'm gonna throw on just a little bit of Ulta Butter Balm in shade Ariel. Any guesses why I picked that one? And my daytime look is complete. So now for what I'm going to throw into my bag for later. Obviously my palette, eyeshadow primer, some Q-tips, possibly a setting mist and a makeup sponge if you think you'll need to rehydrate later, and possibly some oil blotting sheets if you tend to get shiny. If you plan on doing lashes, your false lashes and your glue, and probably a pair of tweezers. your mascara of choice, and a good mascara primer. And for this look, I'm gonna get some New Year's sparkle by using the Anastasia Metallic Luster Liner in liquid silver instead of fussing with loose glitter. My concealer, and a couple of eyeshadow brushes. For this look, I recommend grabbing a blending brush and either a flat eyeshadow brush or a smudge brush. Bonus points if you have a double-ended one, and then it's less to keep up with. Your highlighter, and your nighttime lipstick of choice. I prefer a super durable, long wear liquid lipstick, so that way it doesn't come off on your New Year's kiss or your champagne glass. And my tinted lip balm, so that way I can keep my lips hydrated all day, prepping them for that liquid lipstick later tonight. This will also serve another purpose later, which you will have to wait and see. Okay, the workday is done and it is time to clock out. And I'm 100% gonna do my eyes first, so if there's any shadow fallout, then it's not a big deal because you're probably wanting to freshen up your under eye concealer anyway. So I'm gonna take a little gunmetal and blend it along my lash line. And use it to darken up my crease a little bit. Then you just blend it all out. And then I'm going to smoke out my lower lash line. Okay, so now I'm going to create a really fun silvery winged eye with my silver liner. So I know it can be a challenge to get pencil liner perfect, especially if you're trying to do a really graphic design like a wing. So all you have to do to sharpen up the edges and clean up any mistakes in the way that you've lined it up is take a little bit of your shadow primer on a Q-tip to clean up any of the edges without making a hole in your existing makeup and leaving an oily mess like regular makeup remover can tend to do. Now you can just freshen up your mascara by adding a coat of primer to re-wet it. And then you just add a fresh coat. All right, now you're gonna add your lashes if you're using them. Now, make sure and squeeze your false lashes down onto your mascara so that way it'll help make sure that they stay on and don't budge throughout the night. Now, if you're having trouble with the glue from your lashes showing, all you have to do is dust a little creep from your Naked palette right along your lash line and it'll hide the shine. Okay, now you can touch up your complexion by misting just a little bit of that setting spray on your face and gently blotting it with the makeup sponge to rehydrate and smooth out your makeup. Now's also when you would want to blot away any really shiny areas with your blotting sheets. Now, you can rescue any makeup areas that are too far gone to be salvaged this way by taking your handy eyeshadow primer and Q-tip again and just using the shadow primer to gently wipe away any makeup that needs to be replaced. And then you just recover those areas with your concealer. Now you can use that handy tinted lip balm you've been putting on all day and use just a tiny little bit of it to add a slight flush back into your face. Because I'm sure that the blush you applied this morning is probably long gone. So now I'm gonna add the highlighter that I brought, and rather generously, I might add. It's New Year's after all. I opted for a cream highlighter so that way I wouldn't have to fool with one more brush to take with me. And then lastly, I'm going to apply that long wear liquid lipstick that I brought with me. And then I just recommend misting your face one more time to lock everything in place, and you're ready to ring in 2018. So do me a favor and leave a comment down below and let me know what your New Year's resolutions are this year. Mine personally is to skip the gym until about February 1st when the crowd starts to die down. Make sure and like this video if you found it helpful, and feel free to subscribe so that way you don't miss any of the videos coming out for you guys on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And feel free to share if you know of anybody that could use a little sunshine in their new year.